We used to call it the twos. In those days, 10-15 years back, this sudden change in our lives and uncontrollable experiences that were happening. We would give it names, we would call it the thing, and then we started noticing a pattern and we started to call it the twos. Back to back blessings and back to back attacks, meaning a worldly challenge in any way, shape, or form, body, mind, or the spirit. But clearly, two things were happening and they were not meeting. It was a parallel line. We've talked about this. But when we shed light into it and with awareness, then you'll really understand what's happening. I really love being in this place and space where your mind flows so clearly with beautiful thoughts and wisdom, and the heart's just filled with love. Yesterday we talked about the sound. There is a tone that inflects your intention. How you make the sound, it's very important. Think about it. And for me personally, it's been a war with deception in the tone and lies in the intention. Meaning there is a pre-existing state of a kind of mind. It's not complicated, it's just two different things, that's all. And then you can get into duality as deep as you want. But we're here now to experience oneness and to prove that love can outlive all kinds of threats and deceit. Your love is pure, your love is true. Nothing can touch that, nobody can distort it. We have to hang on to that. The pre-existing state of love and forgiveness, it radiates a certain kind of a light that dispels all darkness, simply put. Trust me when I say I came from a very deeply disturbed state of mind, because that's what I inherited from my family. And then later, as I grew up and I became mature in understanding my own self, which was happening automatically, because you're put in situations, you want to rise up and you want to do something. There is a spirit within that wants to face it and move through it, or help, or love. Most of the time it's swimming against the river. It's tough. So, from a mind that was so scattered and disturbed and broken, most probably labeled as, you know what, crazy or insane, to a transformed state of mind at this level. It is magnificent, glorious. This is not a space to show off or to exhibit this masterpiece of creation, to satisfy a cheap desire, nor is it vanity. It is simply a testimony that is being shared to inspire every heart out there to rise and shine. For every mind out there that is broken and scattered to believe that this concept of God or Christ or whatever that is actually redeeming us is real. It's so very powerful, very, very strong. It can pierce through any cracks and crevices in space to fix it. It's a good carpenter. It hurts sometimes, yes, because we are understanding that sometimes a thorn is taken out by another thorn and it pokes and it hurts. Since we have the memory of the first experience of the thorn being poked, the second experience of another thorn taking it out might seem the same, but it's not. Once it's removed and it's gone, you will feel it. You will feel light, you will feel that insane energy that drives you out of fear to do things that is not comfortable with your heart and soul is gone. You're just not doing it anymore. So then even the concept of I am doing it goes away because it's not me. You know who you are, you know how it's happening, sometimes it's out of control. It's the same thing. This other energy that is or spirit that is driving you to do things opposite of what you would do, or like react to offense, react to disrespect. See, first it disrespects, then the self gets offended, and then you want to react. So that's how the energies go back and forth, creating a drama, a dynamic between two people where it's basically an energy to energy combat. So what is it that is driving you to make a choice? You can just relax and stop and get hold of the reins, and a little bit of understanding, you will get to control that, and then you get more and more confident. You're not afraid of monsters or people who are all the time waiting to disrespect you, because that is what the base energy is in a human being. It's very simple. We come with an awareness of shame and we want to cover it up. It starts with the body. Then you transfer it to the mind. The same thing. It also has a body, kind of a different kind of a body, which has thoughts. So you carry it with grace and dignity. You don't open it up shamelessly to reveal all the places of thoughts that you have, especially about other people. Everybody carries shame and the feeling of pain. Don't be afraid of pain, because it's a good teacher. When you ride with it and when you go through the pain with an intention of, again, forgiveness and love, it becomes a master. It teaches you so many things, and that much more deep is your compassion and your kindness. You can change it. It is proven, tested and tried. It can change. You don't really need any medications. You don't need to exaggerate the condition or the symptom, because there is no end to that. one part of me kept giving the voice, no, you're not crazy, you've done so many good things in your life, you're a good person, you're so talented, you're so gifted. That one voice that rose up, I told myself, I'm not crazy. If I can hear this voice and if I can connect with this one voice within me, everything everybody is saying around me is not true. So how am I going to live with it, and how am I going to prove that? How am I going to convince myself or be able to carry myself with all these energies around, trying to devalue me, because there are parts of us. So some of it is affected, some of it is being poked with, it's hurt, it's wounded. So when that part comes out and expresses its feelings, it looks like it's retarded or it's crazy. But it's not the whole person. Sometimes some of the aspects of sorrow, especially when your body is in a lot of pain, it manifests as a very strong energy, and it looks like that is what is going on, but there is so much more going on. It's not just one thing. It basically consumes your time and space in that moment it is happening. So it looks like that. When you're in pain, for example, try to internalize the emotion and bear it with maturity. That way, we're not leashing out on everybody else that is even trying to help. You're drowning, you want somebody to help you, but you're reacting. But the person who is helping needs to be mature enough to not get offended. Even if the person that you're saving is not respecting you at that time, they will realize it later. It doesn't matter. It's not a result-oriented intention. It is a spontaneous manifestation of, oh God, this lady. Like that, God bless that lady, because the way she screams in the morning to sell flowers, think about it, she's selling something so soft and so pure and so beautiful, but the sound and the voice that comes out is, it just shatters. It's, you get shivers. It's so ferocious. But what can you do? You cannot change that. She's desperate to sell flowers, and probably that's what her nature is. So you let it go, you bear with it, and you move on. Giving it any energy, even talking about it, I didn't want to, but I have turned it into some kind of a wisdom. So there is no residue of hatred, which is what that energy demands. They poke and they poke and they poke and they poke until you lose it, until you fall. But every time you fall, you have to rise up and move on. And that's how we get stronger and stronger and stronger. It's work, It's some kind of a work. Nothing is free and nothing comes easy. But the answer is given to you. All we have to do is to create a part of ourselves, to choose it and accept it. And then it will start to change. Because along with what we carry as shame, we also know love. Every created being understands what love is, what it is to hold somebody and cuddle and create a warmth of comfort. Hey, you're hurt and you're pushed down, and the last thing you got in your life is comfort. Then you have the chance to become the comforter through all that. You see, it will find a way to do what it intends to do. Doesn't matter how bad the evil is or how deeply the world has fallen into the darkness. It doesn't matter. If you have that spark of light within you, I'm gonna let this lady go by. So basically, the mornings are very ferocious for me when I'm trying to connect with my self and wisdom and all that. And then there are all these noises and sounds that I have to keep up with and put up with. It's difficult. So I'm not just preaching, because I'm reading it from a book or something. I'm living it. So that's also should be inspiring. It should be inspiring. It's inspiring to me every day. If there is goodness in you, connect with it. It will help eliminate everything that is labeled insane. You have to make a choice. You have to make a choice. See, sometimes when we are too lost, we're just picked up and we're moved into places, into a safe house. That's what's happening. And it's okay. It's going to be fine. Because when the goodness connects, it gets stronger. And basically, you're getting mature in your understanding of your own self and your life and your living, which is what we make of it, whatever life we have. But we have to start somewhere, back up from the dead end and start a new path. We'll create it. There is no end to the space. That's why it's called eternal. And the time, as much time as you spend in some activity, it expands that space to finish that particular project in that much time. So each one is going through their own world. It's their own. It's true. We all have our own kingdom within. It's true. In a way, it may not be literal, but we have to use words to express something. When we are all the time consumed with ourselves, our own self, we become selfish. So it's in your head, making you do things that you don't want to do. And we're eliminating all that is not like love and not like God. Understand what that is. Let the spirit rise. Let the goodness do what it came to do. And your life will be a beautiful story to live and share. We will continue as we go along.